I'm so glad you guys got your cheap groceries and your cheap gas, because you're broke as shit. You're broke! You're broke! Broke! I said I'm being serious, you're broke!
Just when you thought 2016 was the peak of political meltdowns, think again. Trump's victory has unleashed another wave of reactions that go above and beyond anything we've seen before. Brace yourself for the ultimate compilation of every single woke liberal freakout, every unfiltered moment, and every emotional reaction to Trump's win. This is the saga you didn't know you needed. Let's dive in.
America, how could you do this to us again? What the f***? How are we supposed to live another 4 years like this? What the hell? What did you do to us? What the hell? You cannot be serious. How did I wake up to this garbage as my president? That's right, garbage. I went to bed last night and she was ahead. I woke up to this freaking nightmare. Donald Trump? How? Does America have this many Nazi, Hitler following pieces of trash? I thought America was already great. Kamala had our economy skyrocketing. People were happy. You could feel the joy in her campaign. And then all of a sudden, it's just been hijacked by these freaks of nature that call themselves Trump supporters. What the fuck? Nobody wants to live in a country full of hate. It's all hate, 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 hate. Trump hates everybody that's not white. And I can't believe people of color actually voted for him. How does that happen? What, does he pay them? I'll give you some money if you vote against your own people. Who does that? This is not going to end well at all. It is not going to end well.
Interesting. America was already great under their candidate, but when their side loses, suddenly the whole system is broken. Talk about selective patriotism.
Good morning. It is November 7th, Thursday, and got my lipstick on today, so I'm a little bit more together. We're putting a plan together. I cannot live in a country that voted for Trump. I cannot spend another 4 years under that man. And so we have made the decision that we are leaving. We're putting a plan together. Our plan is to go back to Australia, and by back, that is where obviously Tam and our daughter Jordan was from. I'm working on immigration paperwork for spousal visa. I'll probably end up going over on a tourist visa initially because the spousal visa takes a while. I'll probably have to leave at some point and go to like Vietnam or Moorea, and then come back to Australia, waiting for the paperwork to go through. But we're getting quotes on selling the house. We're getting ready. I'm getting quotes on moving boxes to Australia. We're getting quotes on moving our dog and cat to Australia. And we are in the process of selling everything. I'm hoping to be out of here by mid-January. So that's the news. We've buckled up. We've made a decision. We are not spending any more time in America under Donald Trump. There's just no way. And I feel bad and sorry for all the women and all the members of the queer community that are still here, and what life would be like under that person. So take care of yourselves, and I wish all of you the best. I will continue to post videos as we get ready for our travel out of here, and as well as continuing my NASA days. Probably Saturday will be the next one. But I wanted to give you an update on what we're doing. So hope you all have a great day.
And here we have the classic "I'm moving out" declaration. It's always funny though, they almost never actually leave. Just all talk, no ticket.
Let's be honest, it was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go. for healthcare, for our climate, for science, for journalism, for justice, for free speech. It was a terrible night for poor people, for the middle class, for seniors who rely on Social Security, for our allies in Ukraine, for NATO, for the truth and democracy and decency. And it was a terrible night for everyone who voted against him. And guess what? It was a bad night for everyone who voted for him, too. You just don't realize it yet.
It's always terrible for everyone, but I'm guessing the millions of voters who disagreed might feel otherwise. Funny how one side's loss becomes everyone's catastrophe.
Okay, I'm sitting here on my couch eating SpongeBob mac and cheese and watching Outer Banks, and I just have a couple initial post-election thoughts. I've officially reached a point of anger, and I'm not an angry person, so I'm just trying to channel it. The first one being, this country does not deserve Kamala Harris. That woman should go live her best life wherever she wants, doing whatever she wants, because we don't deserve her at this point. The only people that delivered this election were Black women, and we failed them. And it's just heartbreaking, and we've got to do whatever we can to support them and support our people through these next 4 years. Another one is, these people have to live in their own skin, as in JD Vance and Donald Trump have to be JD Vance and Donald Trump. And that is not a punishment I would wish upon anybody except those two individuals. So I'm just really grateful that I am who I am and that I'm on the side of love and hope and joy and progress.
Now we're in crisis mode, so naturally, SpongeBob mac and cheese and Netflix are the solutions. At least they have their priorities straight.
2 already. I have lost 2 friends today because of this election. Not because we had a difference of opinion, but because they're dead.
How am I supposed to go to work? How am I supposed to go to work and do all of my normal daily activities when I know that we all just chose for things to get exponentially harder? I live in Texas. I don't understand how I'm gonna go through the day. And I just want my mom. But my mom voted for him.
Guess what? Millions of Americans go to work even if they're disappointed by an election. Not everything is a crisis of existence.
Here are some of the easiest ways to leave the country as an American. Sorry guys, I simply cannot smile at the moment. It's been a long 24 hours. If you're under 30, consider the Australia or New Zealand working holiday visa. Granted, this is a temporary fix, but Australia allows American citizens up to 3 years on a working holiday, and New Zealand offers 1. So that could realistically get you through the next 4. These visas are both really easy to apply for. They cost around $450. I personally did a year in Australia. I have a lot of videos about that. I'm happy to tag you if you need more info. If you have a way to make an income online, consider a digital nomad visa. Lots of different countries offer this. It's typically a 1-year stay. For this option, I would look into countries like Portugal, Costa Rica, or Albania. Another option you can consider is teaching English in another country. Now, granted, this is going to be a lot easier if you do have a college degree, but there are some countries that allow you to work as an English teacher without a degree. Just get your TOEFL certificate online. It typically just takes a few weeks to complete that, and if you don't have a degree, I would recommend looking into countries in Southeast Asia or Eastern Europe. Another option is looking into opportunities based on your heritage. If you have grandparents that came from somewhere that is not America, you can look into that country and see what kind of visa or residency programs they offer. For example, I know a lot of us have Irish heritage. If you have a grandparent who is an Irish citizen, you can look into getting residency that way. Lastly, if you have a specialized skill, look up where that skill might be at a deficit around the world. For example, I know Canada is willing to sponsor for tech or healthcare typically. Australia and New Zealand are always looking for teachers and nurses, and Denmark and Germany both really value IT. I personally am working diligently on my exit plan. Stay safe out there, guys.
So now it's travel tips for escaping the horror of democracy. Look, if you can't handle a vote, maybe a digital nomad visa isn't the answer you think it is.
I personally think that if all of these men are voting to take our rights away, they don't deserve to touch a woman for the next 4 years. So, hope you thought that through, you guys.
I just texted my best friend of 14 years. Literally half of my life. I'm 28. And I asked them who they voted for. They said Donald Trump. And they said, I'm assuming you voted the opposite. And I said, yes. And then my friend texted me and said, will you still be my friend? Half of my life, this person is my best friend.
Friendships that end over election choices show just how tolerant some people really are. Unfriending for different opinions isn't exactly the open-minded vibe they claim.
What is wrong with you? I can't do this anymore. I'm literally sick. I'm literally sick to my stomach. What has happened to America? What has happened to democracy? What has happened to freedom? I'm done. This is a message to anyone who follows me. If you voted for Trump, unfollow me and block me. If you didn't vote, unfollow me and block me. The fact that it's this close means I've lost all hope in the American people. Like, it should not be this close. Why would anyone vote for this person? He's so evil. He's so demented. Kamala's not perfect. We all know that. We all know that. She is not a convicted felon, crazy fascist dictator psycho.
So it looks like all the white women who voted for Trump are about to find out what Serena Joy went through when they cut off her little finger in The Handmaid's Tale. Because Trump's buddies are all over social media saying, hey, guess what? We are going to enact Project 2025, and Trump has just promised us all spots in his administration. Joke's on you. So have fun with that one, ladies, because we told you so. And when you are bleeding out in an emergency room, when they take away your right to vote, all of these things that are about to happen to you, they're not going to ask you who you voted for. They're not going to ask you what you thought about Project 2025 and you really thought it was Agenda 47, and that's not what Trump told you. They're not going to care one little bit because we're all going down with the ship. Okay? Because this country couldn't elect a woman president. They especially couldn't elect a woman of color. So instead, you put a man in office who's guilty of assault, who's a felon, because you'd rather carry water for the white men in your life.
Comparing political choices to fictional punishments from The Handmaid's Tale is a stretch. But hey, scare tactics are always fun.
Not that my content reaches a lot of men because I have an IQ of 130, but I want the men in this country to know that half the female population, we're dry. We're probably gonna stay dry. I'm dry as a desert, baby, and I don't want it to change. Yeah, we're not gonna like you anymore. You understand that? Like, it doesn't matter if you take away abortion. Like, we'll want to have your babies even less, right? Even if you take away contraception, like, women are really good at celibacy because you guys are actually a threat to us. So we have a lot less to gain from you. So yeah, 4B all the way. Let's make some money, I guess. That's all we can do now.
Well, all right. If abstinence is their protest, it's a free country, I guess. But I'm not sure that's going to make the impact they're hoping for.
Think critically. Well, it would help if we could regulate social media, because one of the biggest offenders is D.C. and Congress have not been able to do one thing in regard to the rogue corporations of social media.
It's not going to get any better with Elon Musk now in the administration. I'm
going to try to explain this without crying, but You guys just don't get it, and you have the privilege of not getting it, and that's great for you. I'm so happy for you, but I'm gonna... This isn't necessarily about Trump. It has to do with everything. Republicans have basically taken over everything at this point. There's no one to keep them in check, and people aren't seeming to get that. There's a ton of anti-LGBT bills up to be voted on, and there's no one in there to protect our rights. I could lose my marriage, I could lose my kids, I could lose my livelihood, I could lose literally everything because I'm in a queer family, and you guys don't get that. We don't know the future. And at least having a Democratic president, there was someone there to keep them in check. It has nothing to do with not wanting Trump to be president. I mean, I hate the mother, but he's stupid. I don't care if he's president. It's the other people he put in office that I'm terrified of. And he's in there, and they're using him for whatever the they want to use him for. You guys don't get it because you have the privilege of not getting it. I don't give a if the economy was better a few years ago. Number one, there was COVID, and all of Trump's problems trickled into Biden. I don't care about Trump. I hate him, but I don't care about him. I could give less of a about Trump. But you guys aren't getting it, and I'm stressed the out. You aren't getting it. And like, I don't know how to explain it to you. It's not necessarily what's happening right now. It's what could happen in the future that I'm terrified of. I'm terrified for myself. I'm terrified for my husband. I'm terrified for my friends. And I'm terrified for my family. And if you don't get that, that's great. I'm happy for you. But I care. I care about my life. I care about being protected. My life and my kids' lives and my friends and family's lives mean more to me than saving a few dollars. That's exactly it.
When in doubt, cry privilege. Amazing how that word gets thrown around to justify shutting down discussion.
I hate to break it to you motherfuckers, but guess what? The lesbians are gonna all your wives now. Ask my ex.
Please tell me I'm not the only one crying at work. I'm trying to get it together before I have kids in here. You know, because I have to be unbiased. My heart is broken. What are we gonna do for our babies? How are we gonna protect them? I have 2 daughters. 2 daughters.
Maybe save the breakdowns for later? Most people have work to do, despite who's in office. Professionalism? Anyone?
Donald Trump is president, and I think all women should stop having sex for the next 4 years. In protest and protection of your bodies. As we know, if that little baby inside you gives you any trouble and you need an emergency health care, you're f***ed and you're gonna die. I think that is sufficient enough reason to stop having sex. Don't you agree? This vote wasn't a vote for Americans. This vote was for men. And unless we want to become the Handmaid's Tale, then us women need to protest because this is some buttery bullshit. I'm sorry to the women and minorities who aren't going to get the help that they need in the next 4 years. I'm sorry for the people who are impoverished, who are just going to keep dying from starvation and lack of healthcare and lack of governmental support. People are actually praising this guy, and it's a freaking joke. Look at the states he won. You won't catch me there. You'll catch me in New York City. And I'm sorry to all the women who are going to suffer in these bumpkin-ass, small-ass little towns because of this. Reason why I'm a New Yorker and always will be. Florida.
So the protest is celibacy? Yeah, that'll definitely change some minds. Revolutionary stuff.
If you thought I hated white men before, you don't even know what's coming for them crackers.
Let's just admit that if any other group said this, it would be called hate speech. But here, it's apparently fair game.
They gonna tell me, you need to be careful out there. The KKK and the Proud Boys is running around.
My immigrant mother just called me on the phone, innocently asking me if she should start carrying her passport
in case they start doing mass DNA to prove that she's a citizen. That's so sad.
Wow, we've gone from voter dissatisfaction to mass hysteria in no time. Let's maybe slow down before jumping to dystopian conclusions.
Well, that didn't go the way we had hoped.
Not at all.
Or expected.
Yeah, I mean, for him to win the popular vote? Are you kidding me?
I did not know our country was that full of racist bastards. It's going to be an all-out war on the LGBTQ+, on women, on people of any color other than Blanco or Blanca or whatever.
No, they don't care about the Blanca. It's just the Blanco.
Yeah, so better go out there and get you a Bible, because you're going to be needing that now.
Oh, no, we, if they follow the Handmaid's Tale, we can't read.
Oh, that's right. That is true. I'm too old I can't be a handmaid. I would probably get stuck being a Martha. Actually, no, I'd be on the wall, because I'm not going back. I'll be on the wall. I am so very saddened for our country.
Yes.
And what that orange Donnie Two-Scoop baboon ass has done to our country with the division, the open racist, hateful comments, and just giving permission for them to be jackasses and flannel-wearing, mouth-breathing, baboon, mindless assholes. I'm sorry, I'm a little heated.
Yes. So today, I've decided that today I am sad. And tomorrow I am going to find how do we stop him from doing the things that the Heritage Foundation wants to do.
I know a way to stop him, but you're going to have to get both of them. Just saying. Quietly under my breath.
Yes. No. It might be a wait and see kind of thing for a minute, but I guarantee you there's people that are out there ready to fight.
The whole world is looking at America going, what the f***? He's made a laughing stock of us, and all you MAGAs, one day you're going to regret what you've done, because it's going to come home to you as well.
Yes.
And you when it does. Drink coffee.
Quick question. So does anybody know how to find or hire a hitman or woman? Because we don't want to be sexist. So, but I think we could pull this off collectively. If you want to chip in, DM.
Joking or not, this crosses the line. Let's keep this a debate, not a vendetta.
I always knew that America hated women. I knew America hated women, that we weren't seen, we weren't heard, we weren't valued. I knew American women hated women. I just did not know how much we were truly hated until this morning. This country, America, is a hole. It's garbage. Talk about a floating island of garbage. Jesus Christ. You all would rather put a racist and a felon in our White House. I hate all of you just as much as you hate us. You. You. Oh my God.
So, if your candidate loses, the whole country suddenly hates women? That's a pretty big leap in logic.
Knowing that I was born with more rights than I have now is a pretty crazy feeling. Knowing that what we're about to go through means the possibility of me losing more of my rights, and that being a real threat, is insane. If you weren't scared this election, you have so much privilege.
You voted against me.
You voted against my right to live. You voted against all the women and their rights. I hope you enjoy your cheap gas.
Nothing like turning a political difference into a personal attack on your life. Not everything is that black and white.
This is a PSA for any of the ladies that have been seriously considering divorcing their husband. There's a lot of big conversations happening now that we have the results of the election, one of them being no-fault divorce. That is a type of divorce that allows you to end your marriage without needing to prove that anyone is at fault. Some lawmakers are looking to abolish that, which is going to make you divorcing your husband a lot harder. So here's what that potential change could mean for you. You're going to have to prove that your husband did something wrong, which can be even more expensive, emotionally draining, and time-consuming. Legal battles over fault can keep you in an endless and very expensive fight. Removing no-fault divorce could mean higher conflict in court, which is certainly not ideal for your kids or you. Without no-fault divorce, you lose the freedom to decide when to leave your marriage. Your private decision could be left up to someone else's idea of what's right. So if you're unhappy in your marriage, now might be the time to act. Protect your right to choose what is best for you and your kids before it's taken away. Because the reasons that you want to leave your marriage are no one else's fucking business.
Another case of if they don't vote like you, dump them. Because clearly, relationships are only worth having if you're politically aligned. Sure.
I would go as far to say that I would purchase a Glock, and if you and I are walking on the same street and it's dark out and you're a white male, you have to be white for this to count, okay? If you're a white male, even if you don't approach me, I will shoot you. Yeah, I know. So, has to be on the street, you and I, has to be at nighttime. During the day, not so much, but at nighttime, okay? And you have to have very white skin, and be a male.
I'm going to get drunk today, and I'm going to act like an angry black woman, because I'm angry! I'm mad! I'm upset! I'm angry as bro. I'm angry. I'm hurt. My feelings are hurt. We always finish last. We always come last to everybody, even our own men. And you must be black. This crazy. Y'all got black ass daughters. I'm angry as I'm gonna get drunk and cause a problem.
If drinking and shouting is your form of protest, maybe there's a better way to channel that energy.
Are we serious right now? Are we serious? Sad music montage. What in the I'm mad as hell. What the going on? Y'all sitting here crying. I'm crying too. I'm mad. What did y'all do?
I've been crying for 24 hours. I went to work and was working while just tears coming down. I ruined my contacts. I haven't been this heartbroken since my dog died.
Somehow, half the country's totally fine, while others are having a meltdown. Seems like a disconnect here.
I may be drunk, but I'm dead ass serious when I say F you if you voted for Trump, and here's what I think about it.
You picked a You picked a You picked a How dare you?
And one more thing, in 4 years, there better be 2 women on that ballot. There better be, I don't want a single man. I do not care if he is the most qualified man in the world. I don't want him on the ballot because there have been hundreds of qualified women.
So it's not about qualifications, it's about gender quotas. Great way to approach politics.
I'm feral today. Feral! If you see me, keep walking. Do not make eye contact. Do not square up at me. Don't act like you know me. Like, I want to eat, like, maybe they voted for Kamala, but, like, I want to eat them right now. Like, I want to take a bite out of those glutes in a bad way.
Hey, if you're a Donald Trump supporter, you're ugly and dumb. And that's sad for you. And what's even sadder is that you don't even realize how ugly and dumb you are. Scum. Bottom of the barrel scum. Literal pond scum. Go f yourselves. Also, Donald Trump supporters, please come into my comments with those stupid copy paste laughing emojis. I would love to go on every single one of your profiles and reply with a personal insult, because all of you are so worth insulting. It's not even hard. Because again, ugly and dumb.
Right, because calling half the country ugly and dumb will definitely bridge our differences.
Baby, if you wanted to touch my body, you should have voted for it.
Once again, we're back to abstinence protests. At this rate, I don't think anyone's lining up anyway.
If you're a conservative woman, here's how I'm gonna fix your life, okay? So you just got married to your husband. Your husband is blatant, just redneck garbage. You like him though, for some reason, something there is clicking. I'm gonna seduce your husband. I'm going to look him in the eye, and I'm gonna explain to him that nobody has ever made me feel the way he has. And I'm younger than you conservative woman that married him. And I'm gonna start, like, explaining that I'm just so fun and I like doing fun shit, because you're probably married and you can't do fun shit. And then once I do that, and I implement your marriage arc, he's gonna cause some irrational feelings, which is going to establish itself in your marriage problems. And then you're gonna be like, why am I doing this shit, man? This is where we get ya, because then you're like, why am I supporting a guy that isn't doing anything for me? There you go.
So now we're on to seduction tactics? Somehow I don't think this plan is as groundbreaking as they think.
I think the only way to argue with maggots now is to not. Silence. They refuse to educate themselves, so I refuse to talk to them. They don't exist. Silence.
TV. Do it. Do it.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. That
Can I
TV
kick
and
it?
that asshole. Do it. I'll buy it.
Destroying your TV to protest. A president? That's not taking action. That's just destruction.
Okay, so since Trump won the election, we're cooked. Yup. I'm gonna be leaving the US and I'm gonna be moving to Hawaii. So we'll see how it goes. And I'll update you guys.
Hate to break it to them, but Hawaii is still part of the US.
I took the morning to grieve. That's all the time we have. Now is your time to start making a plan. Women, I'm here to talk to you today. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to delete your period tracking app. I don't care what state you're in. Go into your history, take out a paper planner, write down your history so that you have it, because I know that you track it, you use it to track ovulation and all that stuff. You can't do that in an app anymore. Before you delete the app, you're going to delete your data out of the app. That's not a sure way to make sure that they can't use it against you later, but it helps. Next thing you're going to do, you're going to get Plan B or its prescription equivalent. If you are comfortable getting the prescription, you can go to your doctor, and sometimes you can get it for free. That version, I think, is called Ella. And then if you are not comfortable or unable to do that with your doctor, go get Plan B in cash at your local pharmacy. I don't care if you don't need it right now, just keep it on your shelf. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to follow creators like Jessica Valenti. She talks about abortion in her newsletter, Abortion Every Day. She is a godsend. I don't know how she does it. She is amazing. She will keep you educated on all the things going on around abortion. Not just abortion news, but news related to abortion. That stuff is going to be very important to you now. Whether you ever consider getting an abortion for yourself or not, this is vital information to you. You're going to get on some form of birth control. You're going to get the pill. You're going to get the implant in your arm. You're going to get the IUD. You're going to get your tubes tied. I don't care if you're not sexually active right now, because guess what? That doesn't mean you're not going to get pregnant. And speaking of that, I'm sorry. Don't get pregnant right now. I'm sorry. It's your life. You do what you want. My advice to you for your safety is to not get pregnant right now. I am not going to get pregnant right now, even though I would love to have a family one day. That dream just went out the window forever, unless I move to another country. I am not having a baby in the United States. I won't do it. Another thing that you may really disagree with, but I'm going to tell you anyway because I care about you and I want you to be safe. If you and your male partner voted differently this election, if he voted for that man, you need to leave him. You need to leave him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you need to leave him. I know you love him. I know you love him. I know you think he's going to change. I know you think he just doesn't understand your problems. I know that you think he's more concerned about the economy, but especially if you're married to him, you are in danger right now. You are in a lot of danger. I just know that one's going to get a lot of pushback, but this is my opinion. Sure, whatever, this is my opinion. Do what you gotta do. But if that resonated with you, listen to your gut. Speaking of marriage, I wouldn't get married right now. If you do, get a really, really strong prenup, but I can't promise you that that's going to be honored. I mean, I wouldn't be getting married right now. I would have your own bank account. I would have your own money. I would be saving that money. That's another thing. Save your money as much as you can right now. No frivolous spending. Be careful for the holidays. You need to be conserving your resources right now. Why did I say you shouldn't get married? Because it's possible that in the future, you're not going to be allowed to divorce him. You're going to enroll in self-defense classes. You're going to get a personal trainer. You're going to carry. I don't know what that looks like for you, but you're going to do something to make sure that you can defend yourself so that you don't get raped in a dark parking lot. You need to sit down with the people that you love and have a very serious conversation about, if A happens, then I'm going to do B. If this happens, then I'm going to do this. If it gets to this point, if this thing happens in the news, if this thing happens in Congress, if this thing happens by executive order, at that point I am going to blank. I don't know what that looks like for you, again, but you need to be thinking about these scenarios and have a plan in place. You need to be thinking about who your in case of emergency people are. You need to be considering if shit hits the fan, who am I reaching out to? Is it my friend? Is it my sister? Is it my partner? Is it my mom? Whoever that is in your life, you need to be talking to them about the way you're feeling right now and the things that you are concerned about, and you guys need to be forming a plan together. I am not trying to get you to panic. I know that I'm speaking to you very fervently, but I'm just being very real. We are having a heart-to-heart right now. I need you to hear me. Don't just shrug this off. Don't play this down. I know it's going to be okay. I know it's going to be okay because we're going to make sure that we're okay, not because it's just going to happen. We have to ensure that we are going to be all right. This is how you do it. Be prepared so that you don't have to panic. I'm speaking to women because that is my experience. That is what I know. I can do another part where I talk to other particular groups or to all of us as a whole. I can't really speak on the experience of people of color, of people who are LGBTQ. You guys all need to be making your own plans as well. Everyone needs to be making a plan depending on which category you're in, because they're putting us in categories now. You need to be thinking about, he wants to do this to my group of people, whoever you are. You need to be thinking about, what's he going to do? What's this administration going to do to target me? And how am I going to protect myself from whatever that is? Let me know what I missed. I'm trying not to do too many things in one video so I don't get you absolutely overwhelmed, because I know that today is a very stressful day, but I'm just trying to get this information out to you as quickly as possible so that you can start to prepare. But let me know what I missed. Let me know who else needs to hear something important, an important message about how to prepare for them, and then we can continue this conversation. I know what today is. I know. I'm with you. Okay? We're all here. This is our life now.
Looks like we're in full survivalist mode here. All these steps sound like we're preparing for some dystopian apocalypse. But sure, delete those apps if it makes you feel better.
Hey there, girlies. Well, so from here on out, we don't touch DL conservative men ever. Or any conservative. Or I don't care if they're DL or not, actually. Unless it's necessary, like really necessary, fine. Other than that, no more. None. Zero. And if you've been doing that anyways, ew, come on, you know, you're better than that. You're all better than that. Alright, have a good day.
How does this not go without saying? But white people, white women especially, at this moment, do not go to your black, your indigenous, your immigrant, your queer, your trans. Do not go to that person in your life that you feel is a little bit more oppressed than you are, because obviously you're feeling oppressed, and ask for like help with it. I don't care how you voted. I don't care how hard you worked. I don't care. I don't care. You're not an exception to this. Just so we're clear. Like, I thought it couldn't get too much more reasonably worse today in the spectrum of my emotions towards people who look like me. But then you go and do something and totally blow it out of the water.
So instead of unity and mutual support, it's all about creating distance and isolation. Perfect way to bring people together.
6 years. 6 years. It took us 6 years to get our citizenship. I know some people need more time. I know some people don't ever get their citizenship, but we worked so hard for it. She worked so hard for it. I was just a kid. We came here because she wanted a better life for us. She wanted a better education for us. She wanted for us to have a better future. And now this is all gonna be taken away because of him. Because of that stupid, oh my god, stupid felon.
Funny how quickly people jump to the worst case scenario, as if citizenship policies suddenly change overnight. A bit of an overreaction, wouldn't you say?
I say we pass a law that requires anyone who voted for that orange piece of shit to wear their Trump hat 24/7. Because conservatives are dangerous for anyone who isn't white, Christian, or male. Completely dangerous. Like dynamite waiting to go off in your hand. So I think we should all get a public service warning. Don't you?
Sure, because forcing people to wear something identifying their vote is the epitome of tolerance and freedom, right? Sounds a bit authoritarian if you ask me.
Well, congratulations. May it be everything that you wanted it to be. I hope for all of our sakes that you were right and that it's going to be the f***ing fairy tale that you wanted. That being said, I am so sorry to the groups and communities that this may, I'm going to use the word may, negatively affect. I hope you stay safe. And while I am still allowed to say such things, if you are in South Central Pennsylvania and you would like the name of the doctor that performed my sterilization surgery a few years ago, hit me up.
Lots of sarcasm here, guessing they're not holding out much hope that anything good will come from this election. But hey, miracles do happen.
I don't think that our beloved country, America, knows what it's in for with a fascistic society and dictator. I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm not being dramatic. I have said this on tapes before, but I am shocked and crushed at how many people I personally know did not vote or felt like there was no difference between the candidates or just were too self-involved to learn anything about it. And that makes me sad. And you know, just because I live in California and have a lot of protections other states don't, doesn't mean there won't be a federal ban on abortion. And although I know that's sort of funny, me worrying about abortion, but just being a lifelong feminist, I worry about all of it. And the fact that the boys should be just as worried, because if you're really living in sort of the Trumpian, Christo-fascist, mega church, I think Trump is stopping child trafficking, QAnon world, then if your son gets a girl pregnant and they're both 15, then you, of course, will force that they marry and keep having as many Duggars as possible. So it's going to be a Duggar America, everybody. Remember how that one ended? Okay, you know what? We're going to keep fighting. And, you know, Trump will crumble. I mean, he's He's not looking too healthy these days. And then President Vance will be terrifying and horrible because he's as crazy as Trump, but he's smart. So, and the way things are going in this country, he could then get reelected. We could have President Vance for 8 years, which I kind of wish some of my friends had thought about yesterday that weren't voting. So now we're paying the price, and freedom isn't free, and we've been free. And technically, we're still a democracy. The inaugurations show, remember how crazy his speech was last time? American carnage and all that stuff? Even George W. Bush famously said that was some weird shit. It's going to be weirder and scarier. But I just want to put this out there again. Gays, you may not be safe. So to be gay in America, much less trans, because they're obsessed with trans people, to be LGBT in America is not going to be a safe thing anymore. So to be a woman in America will be even less safe than it already is. So take care of each other, have plans, make sure you know how to gather support if you're afraid to walk down the street. Get more politically active. Not sure what's going to happen in my lifetime, but the kids will figure it out. And I know this will get me in trouble, but I really, really wish Taylor Swift had done an event with Vice President Harris in Pennsylvania 2 months ago. Okay, I just had to say that because she is so powerful, and it's not fair that the weight of the world should be on a pop star's shoulders. I just did not realize how racist and misogynistic America still is. So we're in this together. Open-minded people that are loving. We're not in it together with the other team that wants to kill trans people and have more guns in grade schools. No. But we like-minded folks just want a peaceful, healthy, progressive country. And we will keep doing what we have to do to keep it alive, even though it looks a little dark today.
Every time, it's the same. Shocked that anyone could have a different viewpoint. Maybe it's time to accept that differing opinions are just part of a democracy.
Saved your ass, MAGA dude.
Thank you so much. We love you so much.
I don't love you.
But we love you.
I don't love you.
I hope God helps you.
I do not want your love. I want you to find yourself in a Princess Diana car accident.
Really? But why? We love you.
Yeah, we might.
Wow, we've gone from passionate to downright cruel. This level of hostility over an election is just plain disturbing.
The first question I'm asking everybody in my life from this moment forward, who did you vote for? If I get anything aside from Kamala, get the out of my face. I am done, honestly. It costs me $0 to cut people off. And in this economy, I'm taking all the free shit I can get.
If friendships come down to political allegiance, it says more about their values than anything. Guess we're moving into the echo chamber phase now.
I'm gonna be honest, I was very blindsided by the results this morning. I've decided that cigarettes don't count today, and I honestly might go get a tattoo. But I also have decided that for the next 4 years, I am going to abstain from schmex with men. And funny enough, I actually just broke up with my boyfriend a handful of days before the election, and it had nothing to do with the anticipation of Donald Trump winning this election. It had everything to do with problems within our relationship and massive differences between who we were as people, which was unfortunate and sad. I wish him well, though. But yeah, as a woman, my bodily autonomy matters, and this is my way to exercise sovereignty over that. So I highly encourage any other women that are single and care about progressing women's rights and still fighting for our bodily autonomy to do the same. Delete your dating apps, because we can come together in community, and if you need somebody to cuddle or hold your hand or give you a kiss, I bet you one of your girlfriends would do it, okay? And you don't even have to really be gay, okay? It's okay to have a lot of platonic love for the next 4 years. I think we can look to South Korea and the 4B movement as a point of inspiration for us.
So the plan is to boycott relationships, all because of a political outcome? That's dedication to the cause, I guess.
All I have to say is good luck getting laid. Especially in Florida. Because Me and my girlies are participating in the 4B movement. That's my next plan. And I'm dead serious.
Now, Florida's facing an abstinence movement? I'm sure people there are really going to miss out. Good luck with that plan.
There is a highly trained professional assassin out there right now, and you have one job. Chop, chop.
If you're a teacher in America right now, can you please stay for just a second? I have a question. Are you scared right now? After the past 24 hours in our country, are you scared? Because I am terrified. I am terrified that I'm gonna have to lose my dream job and go do something else that I don't want to do. But I'm scared because I do not want to be a part of a failing public education system. I don't want to fail kids any more than they've already been failed. And I just need other teachers who are in my position right now to tell me how they're feeling, because I don't know. And I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I'm scared. And some of you guys might think that that's stupid to be scared, but I am terrified.
Fear in the classroom now? Teachers shape the next generation, but it's tough when they're facing this level of anxiety over political outcomes.
Hi, white woman from Wisconsin here. Sorry to scare you. I just want to share something. I can't believe how strange I feel in my community, because I thought I knew or could assume where we stood. I had no idea 70% of y'all were feeling that way. So I was on TikTok all day and saw that we're making bracelets. And I thought, okay, I've got beads. I can make some. My daughter's like, I want one. So I was making bracelets last night. And I ran out of string. And I don't even want to be in a store right now, because people are walking around like everything's normal. And I'm like, are we in the same universe? And I'm really uncomfortable. I don't want to be around it. So anyways, I went to the craft store and I go to the bead section to buy some string and maybe a few more blue beads. And I see another young woman there buying blue beads. And I just looked at her and I said, are you making bracelets? And she said, yeah. And I said, me too. And she started crying, and so did I. And she's like, I just came from therapy. I'm not okay. And I was like, I just got in a fight with my best friend over Project 2025. I'm also not okay. And she's like, can I hug you? And I said, yeah. So I'm just hugging this stranger and in Joanne Fabrics, because we're just two white women who just wanted people to know, not me. It wasn't fucking me. And like, I truly pray to God I am being dramatic right now. And this is overkill, but I can't help it. This is so fucked. And I'm also not one of those white women who you had to wonder. I talk about this shit. I've cut people out. There's people I don't talk to anymore. Made it clear last time and even more clear this time. And I do not mince words. So maybe it's overkill, but there are people in my community who are like a target and probably don't feel safe. And whatever I can do to maybe soften that a little bit, I'm going to do it. So anyways, if you're in Wisconsin near Milwaukee, let me know if you want a bracelet. I'll send you one. And just to kind of get out ahead of this, before the pick-me Trump supporter girls are in the comments happy that we're sad and overwhelmed and crying, and they have so much satisfaction in that. And you're so scared. Hate to break it to you, honey. Yourself big time. So we voted for you. But good luck. Good luck to any of you with a uterus.
I hope you Republicans are happy, because I'm about to become so fucking gay. It's unbelievable. If you guys think that I'm ever touching a man again, you got another fucking gay thing coming. Oh, you voted for Trump because you wanted to bring back traditional American family values? I'm about to munch so much box that if you were in my vicinity, you would go up in flames. Being gay is a choice. Being gay is a choice. Yeah, I'm bisexual and I'm about to choose to be so gay that the wheels fall off of your car. I am literally never kissing a man again in Trump's America. Like, it's not happening. Like, you guys lost me. Like, congratulations. You won the war, but you lost the bisexual battle.
So they're weaponizing sexuality as a form of political rebellion? You've got to love the unique ways people choose to protest these days.
I'm sorry! No! 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 Why? Why? Do you really hate me that bad?
I just don't understand why we can't have a female president. Like, why not? Like, how much more qualified and intelligent and, like, perfect for the position do we have to be? Like, why? Why?
Donald Trump has won the election. He will be the 47th president of our country. America has failed its women and daughters. Because Kamala Harris will not be our next president, 60 SA victims per day will continue to be denied access to abortion. America has failed its economy tonight. Because Kamala Harris will not be our next president, we will have tax policy that will unfairly benefit rich people while serving as a detriment to members of the low and the middle class because of Trump's tariffs. We must move forward, and we don't know what that looks like yet, but I'll keep you posted.
Wow, according to this, electing Trump means the end of the world as we know it. And Kamala Harris not winning somehow fails women and daughters? Perhaps it's a bit dramatic to suggest that the entire country's welfare rests on her shoulders.
I can't believe Trump's actually gonna win this fucking thing! Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm so pissed off! God damn it!
We are and nobody seems to care! Oh my, we need a full factory reset. Hit the button and get everybody out of there. You're all fired. You're all useless on both sides of the political parties. You're all done.
Pure rage without any substance. It's almost like being mad is a substitute for having a valid reason. Instead of pointing to actual policies or issues, it's just anger on full blast.
For the astrology girlies, I just want to know, I have been studying Kamala's charts, and it looks like she is not only going to win, but she is going to be winning a second term. The next 8 years in her chart look really, really strong. Trump's, not so much. Okay, so I was...
Astrology, determining presidential elections. It's amazing that some people think they can predict the fate of the world based on a few star charts. And yet, when reality doesn't match the stars, the problem suddenly isn't with astrology, but with everyone else for not believing. Maybe we should stick to reality when it comes to political predictions.
I don't think there's a universe where Donald J. Trump wins all 3 of the blue wall states.
He won them in 2016.
We're not in 2016.
No,
we have seen his reaction to COVID. We've seen January 6th insurrection. We've seen 2 impeachments. We've seen 34 felony convictions. This is not 2016.
If it was that close, you guys should be putting this thing away if that was the case.
It's true. You can get mad all you want. It's just the reality. Okay? Says you. Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that corporate board of Raytheon and Lockheed Martin was in my chat right now celebrating the Trump victory. And not a bunch of pathetic losers who associate themselves with the Republican administration thinking that they're going to actually do anything good for them. Name me one good thing that Donald Trump is going to do to you that will materially improve your life. One. You can't. There's nothing. You're going to tell me, oh, tax cuts. Yeah, dude, you're going to get $5 back just so Elon Musk can never pay taxes ever again for the rest of his life. He already wasn't, but now he's going to pay even less. You know? Congratulations, you got $5 back, dumbass. Yeah, he's going to make the Trump cuts permanent. Your roads are never going to get fixed. Your infrastructure is dog shit. You're going to be constantly sending bomb threats to your ISP, not realizing with your tiny little chimp brain why everything sucks. You can keep chirping and say, why are you crying? Hope and seethe. Just do the seething. I'll be all right. If you're associating this Trump victory with like better prospects for your future, let me tell you, okay? I know this lesson is going to be a one to hear, especially because I'm robbing you of the joy that you're supposed to be experiencing right now, right? That's why you keep going, you mad, like a goddamn bot, like a NPC. The reason why is because you don't want to hear the words that are coming out of my mouth. Okay? Donald Trump will not be good for you. We know this already because he was already president, and he wasn't. He'll be great for the wealthy. He'll be great for corporate interests. He won't be good for you. Whatever is good for corporate interests will never be good for you. Okay? You might look at the situation and say, oh, you're just coping and seething because you just don't have the processing power to understand that I'm not coping nor am I seething. I'm telling you what is going to happen. Maybe one day you'll wake up and realize that harming people that have less than you, marginalized people, is not actually making your life materially better. Maybe. Or maybe.
The classic evil corporations narrative, because apparently everyone who disagrees with them is either a corporate puppet or too stupid to understand. This mentality dismisses real concerns of Americans who voted based on policies. Maybe if they spent less time looking for villains, they'd actually understand why people voted for Trump.
Hey girlies, so just so you know, IUDs will last throughout the entirety of his presidency. So if you want to have somewhat of a choice over your body, you should probably go get one.
I did not expect this at all going into tonight, so it's hard to watch, knowing that I thought maybe that our country was going in the opposite direction, but clearly not.
If he wins, he's my president, and I'll support him. I'm not going to spend 4 years whining. I mean, our goal is to move the country forward, and it's up to all of us to do that.
I'm scared. Like, I think at worst, fascism for this country.
Well, finally, a breath of fresh air. It's nice to hear someone actually willing to accept the results with grace. But let's see how long that attitude lasts. History has shown that acceptance doesn't usually stick around in these circles. A mature take, but can they follow through?
Black voters came through for Kamala Harris. White women voters did not. That is what it appears happened in that state, is that if you can't flip enough white women, and we've talked about this on this set numerous times, is that you have a state where you've got a 6-week abortion or a 12-week abortion. I think theirs might be 12 weeks.
Yep.
But it's a state where women lost their reproductive rights, where there was a very heavy push to get women to focus on not putting in place, re-electing, putting back into the White House the person who was responsible for taking those rights away and restoring them. But that message obviously was not enough to get enough white women to vote for Vice President Harris, a fellow woman. This will be the second opportunity that white women in this country have to change the way that they interact with the patriarchy. And, God bless Shannon Watts, who has tried to have that conversation. But if people aren't receptive to it, and if people vote more party line or more on race than on gender and on protecting their gender, there's really not much more that you can do but tell people what the risks are and leave it to them to do the right thing.
Blaming entire demographics. How original. Instead of analyzing why the message didn't resonate, it's easier to point fingers at specific groups. Maybe, just maybe, people vote on more than just gender or race. It's almost like voters have individual opinions and aren't bound by identity politics.
Guys, we literally don't even have to panic. We literally don't even have to freak out right now. We don't even have to, we don't have to freak out. We don't have to freak out because it's not even real. Because freak out the vote!
The crazy thing to me is that if this guy does end up winning again, all of the people who voted for him will be happy and they'll just be celebrating. And everyone else, everyone who feels threatened by him is fucking scared. We're scared for our lives. We're scared for our friends. You have pro-life women dying because their doctors are scared to treat them because of the repercussions of his last presidency. How did we get here? How did we get here? To know that there is that much ignorance and that much hate in this country, it's so terrifying. It's so terrifying. How could you do this? How can you claim to be a Christian or anyone of moral values and support someone when every word out of his mouth is hate, when he wants to pardon people who took over the Capitol? You do not do this to people that you love and care about. If you have a woman in your life, if you have an LGBTQ person in your life, if you have anyone in your life who's not white, how did we get here? Someone tell me, please. Someone really tell me, please. Because the only way I see it is that, either he cheated and that was his secret, or this country is built on so much hate, and we might never get out of this. If you voted for him, you are dead to me. Go ahead and block me. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I really don't.
So, because some people are scared, everyone else should feel guilty for celebrating? Since when is someone else's happiness supposed to be weighed down by another's fears? Elections have winners and losers. Maybe it's time to accept that not everyone shares the same perspective.
Donald Trump has won the 2024 presidential election. This is obviously news that I did not want to get tonight. This is not going to be easy. This is a tough pill to swallow. But I want to let you know that we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. We're going to get through this together. We're going to continue to fight for the change we want to see in the world, and we're going to do it together. So take a couple of days, take a deep breath, recalibrate, and let's get back out there. There's more to fight for, and I hope that you'll join me. Thank you, everybody.
Isn't it interesting that getting through this implies Trump being elected is some natural disaster rather than the result of a fair vote? This mindset might be exactly why people feel so divided.
Donald Trump, I've known a long time, he will self-destruct. The problem that I see is not Trump. The problem is that those that can be appealed to in this way and how we've got to bring this country together. And we cannot do it by being like January 6th ourselves. There would not be a January 6th on our side. We will deal with this in a dignified way and try to put the pieces together. So we've lost, but we lost a battle. The war is not over.
Well, Rev, let's talk about, you talked about gender and race. Let's talk about race. Donald Trump fared very well with Hispanic voters, especially Hispanic men. The numbers are coming in still a little early, but I think he did better with black men than was expected in the past. What do you think pushed that, especially with the Hispanic voters going for Donald Trump as much as they did? Because that made a big difference.
I think that a lot of it was he was able to sell a lot of Hispanic voters that immigration was a threat to them, that some of the people coming across the border was a threat to them. I think that we've got to be honest, among Hispanic men and black men, there's a lot of misogyny. And I think that we've got to deal with the reality that he appealed to this whole false macho thing that some black men and some Latino men went for.
Maybe instead of demonizing voters, they could take a step back and understand why people made the choice they did.
Elite who are hurting tonight. There are African-American women who know a little bit about being talked down to, and know a little bit about having their economic dreams crushed, who tried to dream a big dream over the past couple of months. And tonight they're trading in a lot of hope for a lot of hurt. And they were hoping that maybe this time, one of their own could be seen as worthy. And once again, they're facing rejection. And that hurts. They thought tomorrow morning they're going to walk out with their shoulders back a little bit, maybe able to breathe for the first time and feel like they belong someplace. They did everything that they knew how to do. And it's going to be harder than it should be tomorrow for them to hold their heads up. And they're not the only people who are hurting tonight. If you're a parent of a trans kid, your child's face was used as a springboard to power for somebody. That doesn't feel good. There are going to be people tomorrow, we're going to be handing clothes at the dry cleaners to people who don't have papers. There are going to be people who are going to be cleaning your teeth tomorrow who don't have papers. And they're terrified tonight. And so it's easy to blow this off. Oh, look at the elite. They're going to get their comeuppance. It's not the elite that's going to pay the price. It's people who woke up this morning with a dream and are going to bed with a nightmare. And those people didn't deserve to be respected and held and talked to. Those are the people who are going to pay the price for whatever Donald Trump decides to do.
Yeah, but Van, how do we know that those people didn't vote? A large portion of those people aren't part of the people that elected Donald Trump. Well, right? I think that's a good part of the electorate. And the black women, the Democratic Party, let those black women down. Not Donald Trump.
And here comes the victim narrative. Because of course, the loss is never about policy or the candidate. It's about some profound societal rejection of entire groups. People might vote based on real issues, not just identity. Maybe folks weren't convinced by all this emotional rhetoric and wanted actual results instead.
And if they just say Trump bad, Democrats virtuous, they're going to keep losing. Because this, again, is so widespread. This is not about just Donald Trump. This is about the Democratic Party and being radically disconnected from the rest of the country. Look at the map.
And lastly, because I can't believe I didn't hit this community yet, because I'm a part of it, to the women community, to the girlies who actually voted for Trump, to the girlies who are, pro-Trump, go yourself. Literally, go yourself. I hope you find yourself in a situation where you can't get out of it anymore because you voted for a man that wouldn't even shake hands with a woman. And that's all I have to say to you.
Ah, more of that famed tolerance. Because nothing says inclusivity like telling people who disagree with you to suffer. Maybe some women voted based on policies rather than gestures like a handshake. Imagine that. People making decisions for reasons other than identity politics.
So the news came out that Donald Trump won the presidency again.
It's crazy place.
All you motherfuckers that voted for him, y'all make me sick. Y'all doing it for the stimulus. Y'all ain't do nothing good with this first stimulus, so that's really the only reason y'all signed up for it. That's the only thing. It's nothing else. It is what it is. I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I'm going to get back to hustling. I'm going to get back to making moves, busting jugs, whatever. I'm getting right to it like nothing happened.
I'm terrified.
Really?
I was in the army. I know what kind of power a president holds. I know how it affects our troops. I know how it affects the families of the troops. We can't talk about politics, you know, in that uniform.
Right.
And that takes away, that's one of the rights that we gave up when we signed the dotted line. It scares me just a little bit just because of the things that I know and the things that I've experienced. I just say that we're just going to have to pray.
You think that's the main thing that takes a hit when somebody like that is in office? Or is it more so like the divide amongst the people of people feeling like those old slave owners and those old people that was doing those things, are they back confident again type shit? I ain't never went in no white neighborhood and they was like, yeah, we're back. Like, I never got that vibe. Like, them niggas still kind of hiding they racist shit.
A lot of people talk about that Project 2025. I don't like the plan. And then they talked about, for the police officers, the immunity.
Yeah, I know about that. Yeah. Now that's wild. Now that's wild work. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that's going to pass either, though. That's his plan.
This rage-filled rant comes down to one thing: blaming Trump voters for everything wrong in the world. Instead of accepting the democratic process, it's easier to demonize everyone who disagrees. Here's a thought: if you want change, maybe work with people instead of alienating half the country.
I can honestly and wholeheartedly say that I have never in my life wanted to make a video less than this one right now. Donald Trump has officially won Pennsylvania, which means that somehow he has once again officially won the presidency. And I think the worst part is that I can't honestly say that I'm surprised in any way. I exist on the internet every single day. I see the way that these grown men and occasionally women act when they are behind the comfort of a keyboard. I see the hate that this world harbors towards women, towards LGBTQ+, towards people of color, towards everyone who is not this mold. Today, this country has proven to us that they hate women, people of color, LGBTQ+ members, everyone else more than they hate a literal felon who has committed schmishmal. That is how much hatred they harbor for women, and I feel that things are not going to get better. This is not moving in the direction of things becoming better. They have won the presidency, they have won the Senate, and they will probably be winning the House. The GOP will have full control to pass and do whatever they want without being stopped, and we have seen what that means. We have seen their playbooks and their projects and their plans. I genuinely do believe that we are about to witness the downfall of an entire country. We have been actively witnessing it for some time. Yes, a lot of us acknowledge that, but I truly do think we're about to speed run it, essentially. And I'm in Minnesota. I'll probably be fine for a while. I can drive up to my friends in Canada. I can figure something out, but there are so many people here who cannot, who don't have plans or the option of a plan, and they won't be okay. And I'm so worried for so many people, and I don't know what to do. I know you're going to ask me what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry. I tried so hard, and I feel like I failed. I feel like we all failed. And I did everything I could, and I don't know what I could have done better. And I'm sorry. I'm gonna go now. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure this. Don't let my breakdown panic you. We always figure this out, and we're going to. We just have to stick together and stand strong. Oh my gosh, that's the first time I think you guys have ever actually seen me cry. And I feel this might be the first time I'm not going to cut it and try and refilm, because this is really what's happening now.
Because apparently, Trump's election is proof that the entire country is filled with hate. Imagine thinking people only voted based on prejudice rather than issues.
I think this outcome would just sting a little less if everyone just decided to finally fucking be honest for a second. I wish his followers would just be honest about why they actually voted for him. Can we just now stop pretending like this was about the economy? Can we stop pretending like this is about taxes? I wish these deplorable individuals would just fucking admit that this was not about improving the public school system, that this was about making sure that the public school system collapses so that brown and black kids don't have an avenue to be educated, so that immigrant children don't have an avenue to be educated. They wanted a Donald Trump presidency because they don't want to spend tax dollars on public education. Just say you hate public education. Just say you don't want to educate kids with your tax dollars. This conversation would be a lot easier to have if you just were honest with us. Because you know what? We already know.
We already know who you hate. We already know what your vote means. So quit pretending, okay? Quit pretending like you're a good person. You don't have to pretend anymore. Your guy won. He's the worst person in the world, and you voted for him because you like that. So just be who you are. Be who you are.
And we wrap it up with a classic rant about hidden agendas and hatred. The irony is, they're accusing others of dishonesty, yet refusing to even consider that voters might have legitimate concerns.
What the hell?
The thing I think is most important to remember is the people who said that he was a Hitler lover weren't Democrats, they were Republicans. People who said that he was a fascist were Democrats, they were Republicans who worked for him. And so it's not just these elite Democrats over here, poisoning the well. You had a pretty broad consensus from Chomsky to the Cheneys, that was very, very concerned and remains concerned. And so I think it's not just on us to stop calling names. I think it's up to him to, as Allison said, with deeds show that he's not going to be listening.
Yes, because a few former Republicans giving their opinions obviously makes it true. Funny how they ignore the millions who saw Trump's policies as beneficial. But hey, if they throw in the word fascist, it must be serious, right?
Harris did not win.
Who won?
Trump. So
Take a breath.
Yep. So today may look a little different at school. Okay, there are probably going to be friends who have questions, right? I'm sure your teachers are going to, I think, we currently are in a country where we get to choose, right? And people have different priorities, they have different values. Some people hear what he has to say and they don't believe him, and some people hear what he has to say and they believe him and they agree with him. So today's probably, your school day is probably going to look pretty normal. Okay, your teachers are going to do a really great job of, if you have questions throughout the day or if you have big feelings throughout the day.
Are you sad?
I'm very sad.
And now you're crying.
Imagine thinking you need to reassure kids as if the world just ended. Is it really that terrifying to accept a different political perspective? Apparently so, when your whole worldview relies on a single party always winning.
All right, guys, it's time to go to bed. None of us are stressed about the election, right? We all are gonna just go have the best night's sleep of our lives, aren't we?
So listen, I'm gonna let y'all know this right now, okay? So you little Trumpets, y'all won. I know y'all happy, whatever the ain't nobody acting like bitter losers. However, y'all need to leave me the alone because I got one more cigarette in me before I start letting your asses up, all right? And that's word to the United States of America. Yeah.
Now, this is what you call a mature reaction. When words fail, threats work, right? If that's not a productive way to deal with politics, I don't know what is. But hey, at least they've got that one last cigarette.
I was just walking down the street to go get my medication because I'm out and I need it for today. And I saw a woman walking her two kids, and she had this look on her face. And I looked at her, we made eye contact, and we both kind of nodded. Like we were both just devastated. And you could just tell in her eyes. I can't believe this country did this again. Why did I let myself have hope?
When eye contact turns into a mutual pity party over an election result, maybe save that level of devastation for, I don't know, actual world crises? Just a suggestion.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done with you and your mother and your sister. I'm just done with all of this.
It's not gonna happen. Go, Kamala.
Guys, I just voted, and I chose family. Let's end this reign of terror now. I chose family. I chose women. I chose America. I love you.
We're moving on. I'm moving on. We're moving on.
I love all of this. Let's do it. Let's do this.
Reign of terror? Really? Last time I checked, a fair election wasn't the same as living in a dystopian movie. A bit dramatic, don't you think?
Okay, but for real though, Joe Biden could actually save us from a Donald Trump presidency. Yes, you're seeing this after the election results. It is 100% possible for Joe Biden to step down and make Kamala Harris the 47th president and claim that making Donald Trump president would go against the oath of upholding the Constitution. Therefore, a new election has to take place and Kamala Harris will be the president until then. Will that happen? No, I doubt it. But that is the only thing left.
This has got to be one of the most creative ways to avoid reality. Just have Biden step down, rewrite the rules, and poof, no more Trump. Too bad that's not how things actually work.
We were wrong. It's an utter betrayal for anybody that is not a cisgendered white Christian.
Can I ask you guys what you think of Trump winning last night?
Disgusting. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sad.
Can we ask you what you think of Trump's victory?
Speechless. Speechless. It's a tragedy for me.
If you voted for that man, if you voted for anybody other than Kamala and you live in one of the states that it was, close, or if you didn't vote, you. You. I don't want to hear about how shitty your life gets under his policies. Live with that decision. Sit with it. Let it make you uncomfortable. You.
Yes, the classic I told you so mentality. Because apparently, in their world, only one side knows what's good for everyone. Just wait. Watching others fail must be the ultimate satisfaction here.
Now that we're all saying what we're thinking, I'm going to go ahead and say that I think if you voted for Donald Trump, you're ugly. I think you're all freaking ugly, and I think you're dumb as bricks. And I think you're a bigot in every sense of the word, every use of the word. I also not only won't care when all the bad stuff that's gonna happen happens to you, I actually want it to happen to you. I want your taxes to go up. I want things to be more expensive for you. I want you to have a complicated pregnancy. I want all that bad stuff to happen to you because that's what you deserve. Also, the only silver lining is it's actually going to suck for all you Trump voters way more than it's going to suck for us blue voters because we actually have educations and good jobs. Y'all are broke as so it's really going to suck for you when he raises your taxes a ton.
When in doubt, just call everyone names. That's got to be the most mature, reasonable response, right? It's amazing how quickly tolerance goes out the window when someone disagrees with them.
I hate you, you f***ing orange pumpkin. You just costed me one of the most important people in my life. My dad. Donald Trump, I hate you. You will never be president again. You don't get that they voted for someone who's gonna make my friends' lives hell. My life's okay, I'm a white woman, but my friends are not gonna be it.
So, her life is fine, but she's up in arms because of hypothetical harm to others. Perhaps it's time to trust those friends to look after themselves? Just a suggestion.
I think the hardest part of all of this is just, thinking about all the men who were just the economy, woman in my life. The economy, woman in my life. The economy.
Yeah, I'm scared to go to sleep. I might wake up a motherfucker It's like y'all, like, why are y'all Trump supporters? Like, why? Why are y'all Trump supporters? Like, why is this a thing right now? Why is this okay? I can't do this no more. I should have kept my vote to myself because I knew it didn't matter. I knew it didn't.
Let's be real here. Equating a presidential election with slavery might be just a tad dramatic. Not every election is an existential crisis.
Just woke up this morning feeling spicy. You guys feel spicy? Because I do. All right. I don't know how to use this thing. Let's see what happens. Is this cutting off hair? I'm going to have to cut it shorter than that. Buzz it down, right? I think that this is too... it's getting hair. Let's see here. Maybe I got to cut it. Here we go. Have I given up on America? Yeah. I've also given up on coloring this hair because, right? Coloring my hair. Having my hair be long and luxurious. That being skinny, being hot, being all the things that the patriarchy wants us to be. Because clearly, they don't give a about us. And I'm talking to you too. Those of you ladies who have the internalized misogyny required to do what you did. Minorities who are so scared of a woman in power that you'd rather cozy up to the white man just in case some crumbs fall off his plate so that you may eat from them. Yes, scraps. I don't know how to work this thing, but I'm on my way. I'm gonna figure it out. Let's just do some cutting. You know why? Because this is taking too long. Here we go. Short hair we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're cutting it off because you. That's why. You think I'm crazy? Me too. I'm crazy. Just like all the women before me who were crazy. So crazy. You know what? It's been a day. It's been a year. It's been 9 years, 8 years, whatever it may be. Around this time, 8 years ago, it's one of the worst times of my life. That's when my life fell apart. Not because of this. Don't get too excited. I'm just talking about regular life stuff I talk about on here. But trust me, I understand. I've heard the message loud and clear. We all have. Now women are going to have to just refuse to participate. Sorry, if you're a man, I will not be responding to you. If you are a man, I will not be talking to you. I am going to be promoting the 4B movement from here on out. Hair, I don't care. Better scissors. My hair, cutting it all off. Probably painting a target on my back here, but whatever. At least I live in a state right now that has all of our rights still. And we voted out Brandon Williams, guy, back to Texas, from whence he came. We also voted yes on Prop 1, which will codify into law some equal right protections in the New York State Constitution. So we did that at least. I don't know what the other are doing, but I don't know, man. We are embarrassing on the world stage. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. Seriously? Oh, I've never had short hair before, ever. It's kind of fun. All right, we're just going to keep chopping away here because this is literally going to take forever if I don't. Cut all the hair off. You know why? I'm not going to dye it anymore. I'm going to try and grow it out anymore. I'm not going to style it anymore. I will not be giving my money to the beauty industry anymore. I will not be giving my money to anyone that helps support misogyny and the patriarchy and keeping women down and making women think that we need to look a certain way or be a certain way or you. Fuck you. Women, stop dating men. Stop having sex with men. Stop talking to men. Divorce your husbands. Leave your boyfriends. Leave them. They don't give a about you. And I promise you, come over to this side. I will bake cookies. I will shave your head if you want me to, depending on how this turns out. Do a little more trimming before we buzz it. Where's my chop it? Cut my hair before. It's like, oh, don't cut your own hair. All right. When people tell me I can't do something, but I want to do it. Just entering my middle-aged mom era. About to get the clippers out.
Nothing like a good haircut to protest the results of an election. Because clearly, giving up on America starts with snipping those ends and blaming the patriarchy.
I go from hysterically crying 1 minute over the pain of this situation and then hysterically crying the next minute, watching so many people come together and women from our...
Group therapy session, anyone? It's almost as if they've forgotten that there's always another election down the road. This isn't the end of the world, people.
Red Mirage, blue shift. Red Mirage, blue shift. Remember, Red Mirage, blue shift. Red Mirage, blue shift. Red Mirage, blue shift. Ah! Red Mirage, blue shift. Red Mirage, blue shift.
Yeah, is all red. I am not going to emotionally recover from this year. What a shit. Oh, you know what's gonna send me over the edge actually is if I see one post where people are like, oh, make sure to hydrate and breathe and take care of yourself. No.
Nothing to see here, folks. Just a completely sane leftist woman on her morning walk screeching into the abyss because Trump won the election. Everything is normal here.
If you've lost faith in humanity, clap your hands. If you've lost faith in humanity, and this is your villain origin story, if you've lost faith in humanity, clap your hands.
So it's almost 2 a.m. Pacific time, which means it's well after polls have closed. And I am still just genuinely confused as to what happened. So if anyone wants to offer some insight, I'm happy to take it. I just also think that maybe what I've noticed is that men are just genuinely not as concerned as women and don't quite take our concerns as seriously. And I don't know, that sucks because I met a lot of women tonight who are just genuinely so scared. So yeah, let me know, I guess.
So now we're blaming an election loss on men not being concerned enough? Maybe, just maybe, people have different priorities.
Forgive me for being a little emotional here, but what the is going on? People in the future are gonna look back at this time and they're gonna be like, what the happened? Because we were progressing. When Obama got elected, I really feel like we were progressing. We were going in the right direction. But then Trump comes in and he gives a voice to the voiceless. He gives a voice to the criminals, to the racists, to the white who want to be back on top. I don't want to touch another man with a 10-foot pole. Ladies, where are we going? 4B movement for real. Men. All of you. And you ugly dumb bitches who voted for him too. You guys are a piece of You guys have internalized misogyny and you're dumb. You're stupid. Oh, and all the climate change going out the window because it's a hoax. Bro, we're cooked. We're cooked. This is our last year on this goddamn planet. To be able to appoint 3 Supreme Court justices or whatever the he's able to get more that believe the same beliefs that he believes into office. And I guess that's what you guys want. That's what you guys want. You guys want to be radical Christians. You guys are Jesus Christ.
Apparently, progress only happens when the right party wins. It's almost as if these people don't realize progress is subjective. Spoiler, progress means different things to different people.
How did this happen? Like, is anyone else completely... I don't know.
To my fellow white women, hi. Before you go jumping into a Black or person of color's comment section with regard to the results of the election, I need you to do 2 things. I need you to read the book White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo, and I need you to read the book White Tears, Brown Scars by Ruby Hamad. Both of these books are going to be instrumental in teaching you how to navigate conversations that are about whiteness and about race without you getting all up in your feelings about it. Because you will.
Why is it always the same self-hating phenotypes telling us we need re-education? Like this is some dystopia communist leftist nation. I hope you enjoyed those reactions. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Culture Analyzed for more videos like this.